been a minute. I'd like to say that it's been a minute because I'm doing better mentally, which I guess I am. But the real reason is because my laptop ran out of memory, and the other day I went through getting rid of a lot of old like programs and things that I've downloaded in the past like 7 years. And I think that saved up enough room for one video. I don't actually know. So if it cuts off, then that's what happened. I hate the way I look. There's something, I looked at an older video of mine semi-recently, and there was something, I don't know, I lost something. The last ones looked better. Maybe this is better. Yeah, so like I guess we'll jump right into it. I kind of mentioned the last video that like I wanted to do something special for my next video. But it hasn't happened yet. At the time I was feeling very creative and I was like ready to do it and ready to go, and then my laptop ran out of memory, so it got kind of halted, and now I'm just like not, like, I do still want to do it, but like on my own time and when I feel like I'm in the right mindset, or when I want to do it, you know, like when it hits me how I want it done, then we'll go for it. But I think I need to stop like making myself feel that I need to make this creative, or that I can't just like get on here and do what I've been doing. Cause like, I don't know why I'm making myself feel like just doing this isn't enough. Okay, something's... So... Oh, fuck. Yeah. I almost did a whole video thing of me playing inside. So I was listening to this podcast. It's Pete Holmes' podcast, and Ben Schwartz was on it. And I fucking loved that episode. It was so good. I didn't know I could love Ben Schwartz like that. You know, like he just, I don't know, he seems like such a wonderful human. And he was talking to Pete, like he's a very big like video game person. He was telling him, you need to play this game. And Pete was like, oh, I've played it. And he was like, oh. But the game is called Inside, and I looked into it. It was 20 bucks on the Switch, so I got it. And I played it, and I was genuinely fucking terrified, and I was so intrigued because it was so beautiful, but I was also so scared. And I was so scared because I played Slenderman like in high school, and I don't like scary shit, and I don't like the unknown. And when you put those two things together, I'm having a very horrible time. And I fucking hated that game, and I just, oh my god, I fucking hated it. And so I thought that's what this game was gonna be, like something was gonna pop out of nowhere that I didn't really know what I was hiding from. And I think the problem was that like it took me a good minute to like finally die. And then when it happened, I was like, oh, that's not scary, like that's not how this game is. It's not full of jump scares. But it took a minute before that happened, and so I didn't really know. It truly was just the fear of the unknown. And I recorded one video, but then like my computer did run out of memory like completely, so it didn't end at a horrible point. But I don't know, maybe I'll include snippets from that video in here, maybe if I can save a brand new video. But yeah, I did order a new, like an external hard drive like today. It should be here tomorrow. I just got like a 500 gigabyte external hard drive. I can't imagine I'll ever need a terabyte, let alone 2 or 3 or 4. Like, do you think external hard drives will be like like that there will be family hard drives, like generations of hard drives? That's fucking wild. I think there would be. Whoa. Okay, maybe I should get like a 4 terabyte. Just like, hopefully it'll stay in the family for like, I don't know, a couple of generations. That's fucking insane to think about. They could have all of my documents, all of like I could scan in my degree. I could like, holy fuck, this is fascinating. As long as there's like, as long as there will always be a uniform way of reading them. Wow. That's a really good business idea, actually. I come up with these wonderful technological ideas, and then 5 years later, a major company's doing it, and I'm like, damn it. I don't have the computer background to like actually do anything about it, so it's whatever. But you know, just knowing that I could have been somebody in that world hurts. Like, I should have just done something with computers. I was always really good at it, but you know, what can you do? I'm just here living my life. But like, yeah, if I'm being honest with myself, like I am doing much better mentally. I'm still going to therapy. I don't remember if I'd started therapy by the time I was talking to y'all the last time, but I just had my second session like this week, and this shit's fascinating. And so she was telling me about like parts, and she was like, maybe you can try like just to explore your parts. And like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this and it's not just an idea, it's a full-blown theory. It's been a theory for decades. It's being used like for trauma victims in the Justice Department and like all this shit. And so it's just this idea that like, or it's this mode of thinking when like you're trying to tap into, you know, the things that hold you back and why they hold you back. It's not just about assessing like your trauma and why you are the way that you are. It's about figuring out why you have these protective, like why you have these parts of you that protect you. Like they think they're protecting you from something bad. And like, I don't know, for me, one of these is like, it's just so insane how physical depression and anxiety is, but then also how physical like these protections can be. And for me, and I've kind of mentioned it before, but sometimes I struggle just picking up objects at work, and it's almost like I never really thought about it in this way before, but it's like I have to, it's like I'm trying to pick something up twice. Like if I was wanting to like push this down, if I wanted to move this square over, it's almost like I'd have to like the from my brain to my finger give the command twice, because my finger would automatically hold back for some reason. And it's this thing in my head that's like, are you sure you want to do that? Did you double check this? Did you double check that? Is anybody there? Is anybody going to be angry at you? There's a reason why I'm like that, but it's just like, it's a protection, and because of it, I struggle just doing very simple things, whether I'm at the store or like, you know, and sometimes it's like something holds me back from going down the aisle of the grocery store that I want to go down through, because I see people standing in a certain area and I'm like, we can't go there. And I don't even fight it most of the time. I just like carry on my way, and then I don't get the thing that I wanted. And sometimes I'm like, no, I'm going to do this. But it takes like an extra effort to make my body steer the cart the way I want it to go. And it's really fucking weird. But that's like one of my protectors and one of my parts. And I'm trying to like explore these different, I'm not exploring them right now. I'm just trying to recognize them. Like the part of me that becomes obsessed with things. And I even told her this. She was like, how are you feeling? Like, are you okay with this idea? And I was like, yeah, my curious parts are getting really excited and are perking up at this idea of getting to obsess over something. And she was like, ooh, you use the word obsess. Why is that? And I was like, because I obsess over things. This week I was obsessing over clothes, and you know, it's to the point where I will spend 2 hours or 3 hours on a single app, adding and re-adding things to my cart and taking things out and being like, Elise, you don't need that. Elise, that's not going to look good on you. Elise, like, you need this more than you need this. This color, you know, you're not going to wear it. This kind of cut, you know, you're not going to wear it. You don't actually need a pair of pants. You know that these jeans are not going to look good on you. You know that they're probably going to be too long. This does look really cute, but it's too cold, so you're probably not going to wear that now anyway. And then it's just hours of that thinking. And I just get this thing in my head where I'm like, I need these clothes to feel pretty, or I need to have these things in order to make a good impression on people when I do go out. And it's, yeah, it can be clothes and it can be furniture. Like, and I've had one of those spiraling moments on here before where I've tried to talk myself out of it. That happened with the person Bo Burnham, and like, it made me upset at the time because it made me feel really weird and creepy. Like, oh my god, if I ever meet this man, it's gonna be so awkward because I've put it out in the world that I had this like 2-month long obsession with him. But that's one of my protectors, I think. Like, when I feel like I'm not enough, or when I feel like something is not enough, like whether that's my current life situation or whether that's the way my apartment looks or the way that I look when I leave my apartment, I obsess over these things, and it makes me feel better, kind of, because then I'm not sitting in this idea of like, it's like the thought of me being so sad that I don't have the clothes that I want goes away because I'm distracting myself so heavily with the idea of getting the clothes that I want, even though I'm not actually getting those clothes. But it's something that doesn't go away until I solve the problem, until I spend $400 on furniture and I set it up and I put it in my apartment, and only then can I stop fucking thinking about it. Until I meet him and I get to talk to him and I get to be like, hey, I think you and I are a lot alike, and I really love the shit you put out, and a lot of the shit that you've put out, including just your interviews, like, helped me so much when I was going through this, like when I was going through these months of depression. Like, literally just watching you talk helped me, because it's like I was watching myself talk, and that was so weirdly comforting. And it's like, until that happens, I won't feel better. But like, none of that makes any sense. You know, in the end, I just hated that I was alone in my apartment and I felt like nobody was gonna know me, including people who seemed to be a lot like me. And I couldn't, God, it's like I couldn't get myself out of that mindset. And I don't know, I'm trying to explore these parts, and I think a few of them are obsessive. A couple of them are, I don't want to go too much into it, but I had a very, 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 like, elaborate imagination type thing going on in my head when I was in middle school, and it was a way for me to cope with my loneliness and with feeling like nobody was listening to me or like nobody knew me. And it was just this very elaborate and very detailed plot that involved many people and characters. There were like 14 people, and it was just like this storyline that I had going on in my head. And I still feel like over the years it's gone down to just one voice that isn't mine. But this person is, that person is still fulfilling this role of consoling me when I feel alone, or when I feel like I've done something weird. Like, that's just another part, and that's a part that's actually taken on the form of another person. All the other parts are based on me, I guess. But I get obsessed, and I don't know, I'm still going through it. I feel frustrated now that I'm talking about it. Like, I feel angry, like I feel annoyed with myself. But yeah, I feel overall still so much better than I had been. And it is because I'm still dating this one person that I've been seeing for like a month now. And it's terrifying because, like, I'm not in love with this person. I'm not. And here's the other thing. I feel terrified saying any of this now. Another reason why I've been so hesitant to get back on here and talk is because he found out that I make these stupid fucking videos, and I'm still so angry at how it happened. He was just like over, and I wanted to keep playing inside, but I was scared. So I was like, hey, like, if you want to hang out, like, you can watch me play this. God damn it. In my attempt to recreate my last video's looks, I was trying to make it darker, and that's been exposed. It's literally just a piece of paper taped on my lamp. But he was over, and we were playing this game, and I was getting through one of the areas, and I'd already watched a walkthrough of it because that's how scared I was. Like, I didn't want to spoil it for myself, but I was just too fucking scared. And I still haven't finished it, but holy fuck, this game is fucking amazing. They're working on a third project, and that's literally all I know. I started following this one game company, fucking whatever. Anyway, I was like, I really think there's a secret here that I'm missing, and so I closed it. Look, I'm literally gonna do it right now. I closed it out. I went to YouTube. Okay, like, still on my Switch, everything. And so I went to my history. Oh no, you're gonna see my history. It's Emma Chamberlain, and it's Never Too Small. I'm almost positive that's literally all I've watched. Library history. Okay, this is what was here. And I was gonna go to my history to look at the video that I'd recently watched, and then I went this way. What the fuck happened? Oh, I must have hit down because it fucking baffled me. I went right. I don't know what I guess. Imagine you are on the couch sitting next to this person that you like, and then you're exposed. I went right back up. I fucking exited out just like this. I went back to the fucking game, and he was like, what was that? And I was like, nothing. I couldn't cope with what had just happened. My hair was like fucking in my face like this. I was literally like this. Like, I didn't want, and he was like, no, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I was like, fucking hell, that was awful. And I begged him to not watch it, and he told me he still hasn't seen it. But then he was like, were you playing a game? And I was like, no. And he was like, what game were you playing? And I was like, huh. But of course, he'd already seen, like, you know, what on the menu I just pulled up, that Tetris was also on there. He was like, was it Tetris? And I was like, So after that, I showed him my 6 skills playing Tetris. And he was like, oh shit, you're actually really good. And I was like, thanks. Fuck, that was so embarrassing and so scary. And so... I feel so vulnerable. But anyway, he promised me he hasn't seen it, and I don't think he's lying. I just hope to fucking God that he doesn't. I really fucking hope. Okay, anyway. My point is, he's kind of cured everything that was wrong with me from before, but it's not because I'm in love with him. It's because I have somebody that I get along with, that I see regularly. I'm a fucking human, and that's it. Like, we need connection. We can't just not have friends. It doesn't fucking work, and you can't just be like that for months and months and months. And yeah, I was just stuck, and because of this, my general anxiety has gone so far down, and because my general anxiety has gone down, I'm not dissociating at work anymore. I feel comfortable and I don't feel afraid, and I'm not angry with myself for just staying home, because my biggest fear is that I don't exist, kind of, and that becomes that much more visceral when you don't see anybody, when you're not doing anything. And when the only things that you are doing only involve you, it's still just as fucking lonely, because still nobody knows you, and you're walking around people that have friends and that they're talking about their lives and they're joking and whatever, and you're just walking by and you're like, I get to go to my car so that I can drive home and be alone again. And it sucks, even when you make yourself go out and do things that you're not necessarily, you don't necessarily want to do it. You just nothing I'm saying makes any sense, and I'm starting to get a headache. I've also had way too much coffee today. Oh, I don't want to forget this. I found a good cappuccino. I found a good coffee shop. Okay, I'm gonna fucking say it. Greater Boston. What the actual fuck? Why does your coffee suck? I'm gonna go on this rant real fucking quick. I can't fucking, all the coffee shops have the aesthetic, and they have the prices that good coffee shops also carry, and then they make the world's shittiest coffee. The only thing that they can make well and correctly, if they fucking remember to fucking mix it and not give me just milk layered with espresso on top, is an iced latte. You want to know why? Because they have the good espresso machines. They have that dope shit. The nice ass, fancy ass, $1,000 pieces of equipment that make good espresso. The reason why that's the only good drink they can make is because anything hot is awful, because they don't know how to steam milk. They weren't properly trained, and whoever owns the shop doesn't give a fuck. And that's what makes me so angry. Take some love into your craft. Fuck it. You decided to open a coffee shop. You decided to get this nice ass coffee bar. You decide and you're posting pictures of perfectly made cortados, but when I show up and order a cortado, I get a weird ass fucking foamed up thing with too much milk and espresso, and it's awful and it tastes disgusting. That should not be the case. That should not be the case. When I order a cappuccino, your question should not be, would you like a small or a large? That's not that there is no small or large version of a cappuccino. There's only a one size cappuccino, and you should know how to make it, because you have the espresso machine to make it. You have the pictures telling me that you know how to make it. All of this is just false advertisement and lies. I fucking hate it. I have traveled far and wide in this godforsaken country. I can't find anything. I finally found one. It's 42 minutes away from me. It's in Ipswich, and there's nothing in Ipswich. That I've seen anyway. And there's a brewery there, supposedly, but I haven't been. And it's supposedly very good. It's called Lil Wolf Coffee. I don't remember if it's Lil or Little. Their Instagram handle's definitely Lil Wolf Coffee. It's so fucking good. They know what they're doing, and it's just a coffee shop. The other thing that drives me absolutely fucking insane is that a lot of these coffee shops are full-on restaurants with espresso, and their focus is not on the coffee, it's on the food, and it's on the vibes. And anyway, I've been so fucking frustrated with the coffee situation up here. It makes me very angry that I guess because people run on Dunkin' up here, they're as long as it's small business and a little bit better than Dunkin', we can call ourselves, whatever the fuck we want. But that's not how it fucking works. If you want to be a shitty coffee shop, fucking do it. But don't feed me these lies of these perfectly made drinks if that's not what you're going to serve when I fucking show up. Don't charge me $5 for a latte if you're not going to steam the milk right. Anyway. Holy fuck, my blood is boiling. But, this place knows exactly what they're doing. Little Wolf Coffee. And God, their cappuccinos are perfect. They have this flash iced coffee, and I asked about it today. I was like, what is that? And he was telling me it's I think they make the coffee over ice, And when it freezes, it just like brings out the flavors at exactly the right time, and it's just perfect. And I was like, fuck, I believe you. The only problem is that it's small. There aren't very many places to sit. So like my plan today was to go there and like hang out and read my book and maybe like type some shit, and there weren't any open spots, and I was like, fuck, I drove so far to get here. So then I left and I went to a different coffee shop and I got a really shitty iced latte and I worked on my shit there, which was really fucking annoying of me, but what's a girl to do? There at this other coffee shop, there was literally a I almost did it. There was literally like a sheet of paper that was next to the register that was like, if you have any suggestions, let us know. We're always trying to be better. It's like, bitch, you do not want to hear my suggestions. Because like I've tried getting a cappuccino here and it was fucking awful. And the iced latte that I got today, they didn't mix it. It was just milk with espresso. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like whenever that like you literally charged me $5.35 for this and you couldn't fucking mix it. Whenever that happens, I like high key passively aggressively shake. Like as soon as they hand it to me, I'm like shaking my shit. And there are problems in this world, I know, but at the end of the day, if this is the thing that you're gonna open, maybe do it right. Fuck, my blood is boiling. Anyway. So yeah, I have egg basket written there because it's like, I'm scared that I have all of my eggs in this one basket and that if something were to just suddenly end, I'm scared that I would go back to the shell of the person that I was earlier. And I really don't want to be her again. And it's terrifying, and I'm trying to make friends, and I'm trying to be more talkative at work and not necessarily plug in my headphones, zone out, and do my shit. There's nothing wrong with me doing that. It's just doing that for so many hours in a day, every day of the week, isn't healthy, and I'm not building any connections for myself in the one place that's most easy for me to build connections. And so I'm trying to be better about that. Yeah. I had some things written up there. I don't know if I'm even going to get to all of them. Painting, I just wrote that because I painted today and I actually liked how it turned out. I'm not good at it, but I feel peace. I don't know, when I paint. I just like to, and I'm not really going for anything usually. Like, I feel happiest when I'm just painting colors or trees and the sun and the beach. Like, I don't know, I kind of stick to the same shit. But I feel genuinely happy, and that's what I did today, and I liked it. Let's see, what else? Supernovas. I had this idea. So, like, I used to garden a lot, and I want to find a community garden when the spring starts, because I really love gardening. But because I gardened, a lot of my metaphors on life and a lot of the way that I get myself to understand certain things about life are through garden metaphors, and which is very annoying of me. And the thing that I've always thought when it comes to like love and relationships and romance is that if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. And there's nothing that, like, for me, like, people will say, like, well, you never know what's going to grow from there. He's so good for you. And it's like, no, like, things don't, like, if there ain't a seed in the pot, ain't nothing going to grow. Like, and that's where my fucking brain would take me. Like, you can spend your life watering a pot of dirt. You're not going to get an orange from it. And that's just always kind of been my mindset on love and romance. It has to be there, and it has to be big and fiery and explosive. And, you know, if it's not there, then I'm never going to feel it. And so I was thinking about this in terms of stars, because I used to be really obsessed with stars and the life cycle of stars. And, like, that's truly what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be an astronomer, and I wanted to study stars and black holes and supernovas and nebulas, like literally from like start to finish in a star's life. Like that's what I was absolutely enamored by for years. And yeah, it's like, you know, you want the thing that starts out as a supernova where everything is beautiful and explosive and it just has everything. And you know, but as time goes on, it's like the biggest part of it already happened, you know, and things slow down and they don't really become what they were. At least they can't be in a single lifetime. And after the supernova, you get, you know, you're left with all of these fucking elements, and eventually they start to come back together as like gravity pulls things in like one way and here, and then you eventually have something that's pulling things and more towards the center. But right before that happens, you have this nebula, which is just a cloud of all of those things. And then things, and at that moment things are beautiful too, like maybe more quiet but still beautiful. But as time goes on and things start getting more drawn towards the center and heat starts happening, then you start like actually burning things. I think the first thing that burns in this scenario is like from hydrogen to helium, I think. And then that's when you start to actually form a star. Like you're actually so hot that you're like creating helium from hydrogen. So I don't fuck, something like that. And anyway, my point is that like when something starts as something quiet, like a nebula, like a cloud of things, there's so much opportunity for it to become something so much more beautiful and maybe not fiery or explosive, but there's room for transformation, and there isn't really with a supernova. So take that as however you will. The other thing was femininity, and I wanted to talk more about that, and I guess I did a little bit with the whole clothes thing, but I've always really struggled with just like feeling beautiful or feeling like a woman, which is like, wow, Liz, you're so unique. Like, I know everybody struggles with that, but lately, like especially this winter, I feel like I've been dressing more like a guy, and I feel so comfortable. And that doesn't change anything about my sexuality or my identity. There's never really been a question for me. Like I'm straight. I am a woman, but like as a kid, I really struggled with feeling like a girl and feeling pretty. I always felt so ugly, and that was down to like my hands. I always felt so ugly about everything, and I wish I understood makeup better. I really wish I did, and I don't. And when I wear girly type clothes, I don't feel beautiful. I just feel awkward and weird. I don't know. Maybe that's a whole other discussion for another time, but that's also something that's been floating around my mind. I hate this video. I might not even post it. I'm starting to feel angry and like I hate everything about me and everything that I say and everything that I do, and everything's just stupid. Which is probably just another part that I get to dissect. But anyway, that's it for now, folks. I feel better. I feel connected. I feel more like me. Yeah, no, I'm fucking weird, and that's it. This video's way too fucking long, and hopefully I get this external hard drive soon so I can make more things. Okay. Goodbye.